In the heart of our great nation, where the strength of our communities is built upon the foundation of strong and loving families, an urgent crisis is unfolding. Child Protective Services, CPS, an institution designed to safeguard our most vulnerable, has in many cases betrayed its noble mission. Too often, families are torn apart not by neglect or abuse, but by systemic failures and corruption. We can no longer stand idly by as these injustices continue. We are here to give a voice to those who have been isolated, to shine a light on the corruption, and to rally our fellow citizens in this critical fight for justice. Every day, countless families are caught in a web of bureaucracy and abuse of power, their lives disrupted and their bonds shattered. Children, who should be nurtured and protected, are instead placed in situations that can be just as, if not more, harmful than the circumstances from which they were taken. Parents, often bewildered and powerless, face insurmountable odds as they fight to reunite with their children. This is not the America we believe in. We cannot allow these injustices to persist. Our mission is to educate, to inform, and to inspire action. We promise to bring you daily updates on CPS, exposing the truth and fighting for reform. We must remember that the future of our nation depends on the strength and unity of our families. By standing together, we can hold CPS accountable and ensure that it fulfills its true purpose, protecting children and preserving families. This is a fight we must not and will not lose. We are committed to saving our families and securing a brighter future for all. The road ahead is challenging, but with your support, we can make a difference. Together, we will bring hope to those who have lost it and ensure that justice prevails. Let us unite with unwavering resolve and a sense of patriotic duty to safeguard the integrity of our families and the future of our nation. The children in our country are being made to be the victim of a situation they are not involved, and then sent to a foster home where they again are reintroduced to trauma of being the odd ball. Our courts are contaminated with young, inexperienced caseworkers and polluted with bribes, high-priced bonuses for speedy adoption of terminated parents, and judges who don't practice law with the Constitution in their sights. This is a problem. George Washington never thought of children as pawn in the game of freedom and American values, and never had he wanted to sell them. They were from his maker, his creator. Our children are being run down for no other reason than the profits being made in some way. Somehow these government agencies make money hand over fist day in and day out. They have you go to classes that they are billing for, and there is no viable reason for you to attend. Yet when you hear an update, CPS tells you that you're further away from when you started. Reunification is your goal, not theirs. And after you go through 12+ months of grueling, painstaking classes and meetings, all while getting the slimmest amount of time to visit your child, and even worst, you are always supervised, never alone again with your child. It's awful. How do they feel, do you think?
Where's the outrage? Why is nobody standing up for these families being torn apart by CPS?
Please don't tell me you're going to put all your bets on this superhero. You grown-ups are supposed to be coming to his rescue. Stop ignoring this problem. There is nothing more I can say to any of you. Please fight CPS and help those who have lost so much they can help themselves.
In the United States, CPS makes upwards of $3 billion per day on trafficking and selling our children. The corruption may start with the caseworker, but goes through the judicial system, passing the governor through the Senate and into the White House. The entire system has a hand in the business known as CPS.
Our children are stolen every minute of a 24-hour day. They are being robbed of their innocence, their trust, their happiness. As parents, we are isolated and betrayed by a government we trust. States are balancing budgets on kids' lives. Only 12% of the kids taken will be reunified. Title IV funding is being riveted with fraud.
We need to stop CPS and abolish CPS.com is leading the way. Join us.
Good evening, everybody. It is me, Vinny. Darren's running a little bit behind. We are CPS Victims Hunting for Justice. It is Thursday night, and we're going to get it on. How we doing, everybody? How we doing? Hope you're having a good evening. Naylor, man, you're on it, and we appreciate you, brother. You've been like on it since earlier today with the Tip and Punisher show, and you're still on it. It's great to see, my friend. It is great to see. Let me get the chat up there to the right. Hope you all are having a good evening. Like I said, Darren's running late. He was out plowing, trying to get some stuff done. I did a little bit of mine earlier today. I'm going to have to play catch up tomorrow, of course. Fourth Amendment rights of the children at home. The removal of a child from their home is considered a seizure and implicated of the Fourth Amendment. That's right. Parents have authority over their children, but mature minors can refuse state examinations of their private space. No shit. Minors have some constitutional rights as adults regarding unreasonable search and seizures. Yeah, to the 14th Amendment and the 9th Amendment, I do believe, Taylor. I think they fall under the 9th Amendment as well. But remember, people, there's some things under the 9th Amendment that are not listed. The same with the Constitution. There's a lot under there that they do not list for parental rights. So you have to do a lot of investigation into your parental rights and read and search and see what's out there, because there is so much on parental rights. It's ridiculous. So I hope you guys are having a great night. I see we have 6 viewers. That's awesome. But I only see one person chatting it up, and that's Naylor, as always.
I'm sharing
I hurt my back yesterday. I'm laid up and I'm just gotten worse as the day has gone on. I'm in bed, so I'm trying to be helpful. Damn, bro. Damn. I know how that is, though. When I put my back out, yeah, I'm laid up in bed for a couple days, and it does get worse. I feel you, brother. I feel you. That is for certain. Sorry about that, guys. I needed a drink. So, Naylor, what are some good case laws that follow up to our constitutional rights? I'd like to see some of them put in here for some of the people um, who always are asking, well, what can I do? What can I do? Can we give them some good case law that would help them? Good evening, Miss Athena. How are you? Cleaning up the 2-year-old tornado mess. That's awesome. Yeah, that'd be like my 4-year-old. She's a hurricane in herself. That girl knows how to make a mess. Ninth Amendment explains the enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or dispurge others retained by the people. Exactly. Which means we, the people, have undelible rights and they cannot take them from us. Which means CPS, we are coming for you. You are going down, CPS. You are going down, corrupt judges. You are going down, corrupt legislative bodies. You are going down, GALs. You are going down, assistant attorney generals. We are coming for you for treason. And no, it's not a threat because we're going to have our president, Mr. Trump, come for you. Violation of our constitutional rights, fraud, lying, lying under oath, not backing we the people, lying on court documents, making up false documents, which in my case they have. Even this Jessica made up some false documents against me because she thought she was going to get some money. Sorry, bitch. You ain't getting shit, you stupid bitch. And I hope you're watching because you're a stupid fat bitch. And your days are numbered because I'm coming for you with a lawsuit. I hope you like your house because you ain't going to be living in it too much longer. Vinny, don't play. I don't play nice with others. What's up, Debbie? When a law is, when a law is a law, you're supposed, ooh, excuse me, you're supposed to follow it. And we all know CPS does not follow policy. They do not follow procedures. They do not follow law. And they definitely don't care about your constitutional rights because they've been walking all over them this whole entire time. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know if you guys know, but Connie Regal is part of the Family Forwards Project. Those who want to advocate underneath her are going to be, she's going to be offering courses so you can learn how to be an advocate. So if you guys don't know about that, I just wanted to let you know she will be doing that. Also, this Saturday, after my 7 o'clock show, we have a special interview with Connie Regal that Darren and Tiffany did. They will be putting it out after my show on Saturday. So make sure you guys are paying attention come 8 o'clock because it should be out by then. Darren said earlier that he was going to get it out. So I just wanted to let you guys know they did an interview with Connie Regal. So that will be going out on Saturday. And don't forget, you guys, make sure that you're getting us what you want said to Mr. Trump for the 14th, because we will be discussing it in a Google Meet. We still got to come up with the name. We're going to be putting the information out to you guys as soon as we decide on everything to let you know what's going to be happening. That is a definite. We'll be getting that information out to you for sure. But keep the 14th in the back of your mind. Pundits to the Constitution. It is the duty of the court to declare that law void and not enforce it, essentially stating that the court has the power to determine if what? I know it doesn't let you type it all at once. Kind of redonkulous. Jared's running quite behind. I take it, and I don't see Mr. Herbert either. I don't know where everyone is. Like, they know the link. The link hasn't changed. I don't understand people. I really don't. But I'm gonna go throw the link in the group chat, since give me a second here. Let me throw that in there. Because obviously these guys ain't paying attention. There we go. All right, let me go throw this in there. Oh, all right. Let's get the link in here to people, because obviously they're not paying attention. So we'll get them to pay attention. Let's text Mr. Herbert. Herberto. Because, you got to send Herbert a link every now and then just to get his attention. Feel like I've done 2 shows today. Oh, wait, I did. I did one earlier, and I'm posting one right now. But, yeah. I don't know what you guys want to talk about. You want to talk Constitution? What do you guys want to discuss tonight? We were supposed to have some information to share, but obviously, Darren is running behind. So here I am. You got me for now. Hopefully Herbert will be in soon. Let's see if I can get Gunner in. See if he's busy. Trying to catch up here with. Oh, I got to send the link out, so I got to go grab a link. Someone wants to come watch the show. Case law on parental liberty interests include Pierce versus Society of the Sisterhood. Yes, that's a good one. Knoxville versus Grantsville, that's another good one. And Washington versus Glucksburg. Yep. And Prince versus Massachusetts. Yeah, those are really good, Naylor. Matter of fact, I have some of that case law um, in my motions, and my attorney said they were really good case law. They have not been overturned. Not once have they overturned them case laws. So that's kind of repugnant because those case laws stick out. They're great case laws, but some of them don't apply to Maine and some of them do. Like the Massachusetts one would because it's within the New England states. And they're really picky about that up here. Unless there's a one case law in Maine, they really don't pay attention to it much, which is sad because all these courts are operating under admiralty law. You think they would pay attention to certain criterias of law, but they really don't. They don't care. They don't give a shit. Maine courts are full of nothing but trash. And that's all because Mills and the Democratic Party. And they're destroying everything and trying to call out Trump and everything else. They're nasty people up here. Nasty. Collins, King, they're all pieces of shit. I've been seeing post after post about them trashing on Donald Trump. You know what? You're gonna rule the day that you said shit about him to the news stations because I tell you what, it's gonna get back to him. And Maine trying to protect immigrants, you're gonna go down for a felony charge. I hope you guys are aware of that one. Mulberry versus Madison. Yep, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Hello, Miss Lisa. I know you're there. Um, Naylor, what other parental rights can you post in here for parents so they understand their full potential of parental rights? That would be even better for some of these people that don't understand what their parental rights really are. I have some, but I can't get them in there because I'm not logged in on my phone right now to the live stream. Read Article 5, Clause 2 of the Constitution. It's the supremacy clause of the Constitution, right? Yep. I'm horrible with case law part. It is a migraine and a half doing the paperwork, then having to get the case law. I have all the supporting pictures, videos, documents, witness. But see, that's why you can use like an AI generator, put your case law in. Make sure it's a good AI though. You don't want no shitty AI that's going to block out your case law. Write your motions in it, okay? And then go through your motions and line it up the way a motion should look and rewrite it in a different form. But it will throw out the way a motion is written to you. It really will. It does help. And then you can change it after and insert what you got to insert. But it does line out. I've written quite a few motions myself. Matter of fact, I'm working on a even bigger one. I'm not tech savvy. You don't have to be tech savvy. Come on now. It's not that hard to like type something up and drop it into an AI and let it read it or rewrite it the certain way. That's all you really got to do. I mean, I could show you case law after case law that I have, and I have a lot. Um, I even have ones that Tiffy sent me. Um, okay, I don't know if you guys know about this. Um, Let me find it here. Trying to find it right here. Here's a good instance for you. Okay. The 11th Amendment. CPS workers working for the state government are in violation of the 11th Amendment because they are acting upon a federal citizen as secured by the Constitution. Thus, families have the 11th Amendment immunity to CPS without strict scrutiny means that the state must have an interest that compels the consequences of the average citizen person or human being as living as referenced in the Constitution, such as physical abuse. This must be proven strictly scrutiny is a high standard that state agencies and courts must meet. Otherwise, families have the 11th Amendment immunity to coercion, interference in family privacy by the state. Um, then there's another one, Ninth Amendment. Parents have the Ninth Amendment right to resist coercive and interference in family and family matters by any state governmental identity and any federal government identity. Sixth Amendment. We have the Sixth Amendment right to know the nature, cause, and intent of charges being held against us or allegations from social service agencies. We have that right. And they try to tell us we don't have the right to know of it. Yes, we do, people. Yes, we do. The Fifth Amendment. We have the Fifth Amendment right to due process of law and shall not be deprived of life, which also includes making an honest living, liberty, which also includes not being subject to jail without criminal charges, and a trial. We have the Fifth Amendment right to be informed of any case being brought against us and to have proper service of process served upon us. False claims and investigations conducted would be a violation of the Fifth Amendment as well without a properly issued warrant from a judge or competent contempt, yeah, jurisdiction due to the 14th Amendment rights to privacy in family matters. There cannot be a properly issue warrant from a judge or competitive jurisdiction laid by an agency worker from the executive branch. Of course, it's not being enforced, Brenda. They're not going to enforce something because they're going by Chevron doctrine still. Obviously, if you guys didn't pay attention to my show earlier, my attorney stated to me that he had another client that he was in a meeting with CPS, and they said that they were covered under Chevron. And he told them, no, you are not, because Chevron was overturned. So these assholes are still thinking that they can operate under Chevron doctrine. Wrong. And of all the states wherein they reside, no state shall make or enforce any laws, process of law, nor deny any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of law. Correct. Correct. This is why we have Nalar, because he knows a lot of the case laws. He knows a lot of the Constitution, like a whole bunch of us have learned. Even Miss Lisa is very, very good with her stuff. I tell you what, I've not been more impressed by her, Darren, and a couple others that I've seen case laws coming out of. Even Gunner. Gunner's got some really good case law. So, you know, we just got to get everything in order, guys. And the more we get things in order, and the more we keep calling these corruptions out, the better off we are, because we're getting notaries out there to the public. They're starting to open their eyes to what is really going on. Yeah, right. So helpful. It's got to be Brenda. I mean, just like your husband, the deal that he was dealt is wrong, completely wrong, completely. The man made an animation online, and they gave him 15 years. Like, what kind of bullshit is that? Look at me. They have me on house arrest. I can only go out now for doctor's appointments and for medical, for therapy and counseling. That is it. And court. That's it. I can't leave my property. I wish I could. I really do. I miss work. I miss making an income. Well, these motherfuckers have blocked me from making that income, which is interfering with my rights. And I'm going to hold this judge. I'm going to hold this DA, because you know what? Now that our new attorney general is spoken on that, I have served these people under color of law, every single one of them. And every time they broke what I sent them is going to count. Exactly, Lisa. It is important to know how to use the case law. Otherwise, they ignore them. Yep. And I've submitted a bunch of case law to my attorney, a bunch. I've even sent him like Supreme Court rulings and everything else, just to give him insight on things. I feel like I'm educating my own attorney, really, to be honest. See, and Brenda, that is the Democratic Party in Maine. They are dictators, very much so. And they're hiding right now because they're trying to go against Trump, because they know when that hammer comes down, these Democrats, the governor, they're fucked. They are fucked because the spending is so high in Maine, they've drove us into debt. And I mean debt. We have no funding whatsoever. That's how far in the debt Maine is. That's right, Lisa. Every time they ignore the law, it's another violation. I'm waiting for that cop lady to show up at my house, because I tell you what, I served her a cease and desist, and I served her under color of law. Come at me, bro. Come at me. I'm waiting. I'm watching. Because as soon as you come at me, bro, I'm coming at you full fold, and I'm taking your badge away from you. You want to talk about arrest? I can do a citizen's arrest on your ass. Come at me, bro. You just violated a restraining order, because that's what color of law is. It has a restraining order attached to it. Send you a link. Hold on, bro. I got you. There you go, bro. Link is in the chat. See if we can get. I think that's Darren. That it is. It's Darren. He must be still out plowing. Poor guy. He's just as bad as me. Once you get busy doing something, you kind of get stuck doing it. I know myself. I got a big driveway. It takes me a little bit to go up and down, up and down, up and down, especially with a little tiny plow and an ATV. banning our TikToks. They're not right now. I put case law right out, and I have not gotten banned, not once. Yep, I have that case law too. Let me get Darren out with us. There he is.
What's up,
Darren,
Benny?
you having fun or what?
Yeah, man, you gotta make a living somehow, right?
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm working my way towards the house. But I wanted to join in on you. It's slow moving, but we're working our way there. Hey, we did a great interview today with Reguly. It was awesome.
Yeah, I got to watch a little bit of that. I was telling them that you guys are going to be putting that out on Saturday. Oh, we lost Darren again.
Running away.
Why wouldn't 5G drop, right? So yeah, we're gonna put that on Saturday night after your show, Vinny. So what time's your show end?
I'm starting at 7 o'clock, so it'll be over by like 7:45.
Okay.
Here's your change. I got a ball for
All right.
120.
All right. That's awesome. Let's so let everybody know about that for sure. I mean, obviously they can hear us. I'm working my way to my house right now, so if you're going to be on, you'll still be rolling in about 10 minutes. I'll be there.
I'll still be here. I ain't going
All
nowhere.
right. All right. I'll be there in
I'll
10
see you
minutes,
in 10
brother.
minutes. All right.
All right, buddy. Bye bye.
Bye. No plow. Yeah, no. My plow is pretty small, Brenda. Like it literally doesn't go much past the front of my ATV. That's how small my plow is. It's a cheap piece of shit. They don't make stuff like they used to. See, look at that. Naylor. The Florida Supreme Court ruled that terminating parental rights must be the least restrictive means of protecting the child. Boom. New deadline for TikTok if they don't sell is April 15th. Wow, we got time. We all got time, Lisa. Tomorrow, ooh, Brenda, I'm gonna try to do your show for you in the morning. I don't know because I have plowing to get done in the morning. It depends on what time I get up, and lately I haven't been getting up on time the way I should be. My body has been saying no. So it all depends. Worst case scenario, I can get you started, and maybe one of our other admins or whatever can jump in and take care of you to finish your show. But I do have a lot to get done tomorrow. So tomorrow is a busy morning for Mr. Vinny. I don't plow at night because, well, I don't like to use my headlights. Not unless I have to. Anyways. But as you guys heard Darren say, Saturday after my show at 7:45 is going to be the interview Tiffany and Darren did with Connie Reguli. So make sure you guys are paying attention for that on Saturday night. I mean, we have no other shows, I don't think. So if you want to do like 11 or 12, Brenda, I'm okay with that. I think you got a little bit more viewers doing more in the more towards the afternoon, to be honest. According to the Blackwell Dictionary, and peri materia is a Latin phrase that means of the same matter or on the same subject. No shit. Two or more statutes are related to the same subject matter. It hit 80 there today in Louisiana. You lucky little shit. Lisa, how's your case going, darling? I know we haven't caught up in a while. We definitely need to catch up at some point. I don't know if you've been paying attention to my Facebook, but I posted out on Facebook what these cops did to me when I was at work. Fine with you? Okay, cool. Cool. That works for me then. That gives me time to get up in the morning, go plow, get everyone moved out of the way so I can plow and get my shoveling done too. Yeah. Darren should be here in about 5 minutes, guys. So I'm hoping that he makes it in time. Oh. That might be him right there. Oh, no, it's Mr. Herbert. All right, well, let's get Mr. Herbert out here with me. Good evening, Mr. Herbert.
Hello, Vinny. How are you?
I am doing all right, sir. How about yourself?
Pretty good, thank you. Pretty good. You get a chance to read my dissertation?
I read some of it. I haven't gone through it all.
Okay. When you get a chance,
Yeah.
because that's
Yeah,
what I wrote down is what I feel and what I believe is going on. You know?
Yeah. They did a thing with Connie, Lisa. They had an interview with her. I got to see a little bit of it because I went to go do my show earlier today, and it was like, you cannot go live because someone is live, and I'm like, wait, who's live? So I clicked back onto the main page, and I seen that they were live on the show, but it wasn't showing out of the feed, so they shut the feed off so it didn't go live to everyone, so no one would see it, so they could record. So I got to see a little bit of the show, and I think you guys will be interested to see the interview they did with Connie Regal. Going good. Finished my affidavit, 100 pages. Holy shit.
Mm.
United States versus Dawson, 64 F 4th, 2723. Parties cannot waive the application of the correct law. Okay. Huh? Yeah, lunch with Linda tomorrow. I like that. That's
That should be fun.
An affidavit of injury. By
Injury?
Yeah. That's what Lisa's working on. Her affidavit of injury.
Wow. That should be good.
I talk to Lisa all the time. She's great people's. She's been helping me as well. She's great people.
Good. Everybody has to help each other out in this situation.
Yes, they do. So Lisa, when are you going to be able to come on the show? Is it going to be soon or on my show? I want to get you on one of these days. You know, maybe we can get your story out there before you have to actually file your case.
Yeah, I'd like to hear a story.
Her story's pretty long, Herbert.
Oh. No. Nobody's stories could be as long as Brenda.
I don't know. Lisa, how many years have you been dealing with this case alone with CPS? Just so they can get a general idea of how long you've been dealing with this shit. Yeah, Darren's running a little bit behind. He was out plowing, Herbert.
Oh, okay. How much snow you guys get?
We got quite a bit. I mean, I plowed once
Really?
already, and it's already filled in the driveway again.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
So February is the month that you get most of your weather, right? Your snow?
No, usually we've already had most of our snow by now, and it seemed to we didn't get hardly anything all year, and then boom, like towards the end of the month, we started getting snow.
Wow.
And we got a dumping coming on Sunday too. And I mean a
Wow, you
dumping.
have another one. Another one coming, huh?
I'm gonna have to
Now,
ask my neighbor next door if he can come use his truck and plow, because my little plow, I can't push big snowbanks back like that. I'll
yeah.
wreck the front of my ATV. The hell with that shit. Let me watch a few
Wow.
more shows first. All right, Lisa, I got you. There's Darren. He made it. He made it.
I made it, guys. I made it. I did it. I sure did. I did it. Oh man.
He's gonna be the freedom fighter with Vinny.
Yes, I'm the freedom fighter. Herbert, how are you tonight?
Fine. How you doing, Darren?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. Did you guys catch that? Did anybody catch the episode earlier of Tiff and the Punisher when I was running the music?
No, I didn't see Tiff and the Punisher today.
Oh yeah, man. I read it. I ran it, but I did a. Instead of Tiff, because Tiff had her NAACP thing, I ran the thing. I did a bunch of the music that I've made.
There you go. There you go, guys. Lucy just said it. 16 years total. She's been dealing with CPS.
Jesus, what are you, Benny? I'm 5.
She said 16 years,
I'm at,
4 years, and then something else. What? Something
we're at,
about 4, and then 12 years.
yep. And
So it was
we're
like
at
12 years, and then 4 years. So it's a total of 6. Oh, I get it. So it's a total of 16 years. So it's 4
Yep.
years, and then again 12 years.
It'll be a year and a half next
Yeah.
month for us.
So I like that. Yeah, I would like for her to come on, because my question to her is, when she did the I wonder what came first. Was it like 4 years? Then there was a break, and then there was 12 years. You see, or what? Because something happened the first time when she did either the 4 years or the 12 years, and I'm just curious to hear what went down. You see, so it was a total of 16 years. And Brenda, you've got about close to that
What's that
yourself.
you just said? What the hell was all that numbers that you were just ringing around?
Oh, Vinny and I were talking about Lisa coming on, and she says no, her story's it's too long. She has too many years or something like that. So I asked, well, how many years? Because the person that I know has the longest is Brenda, and then
Lisa's in Maine, Brenda. Lisa's not far
and
from
then
me.
and then Lisa, Darren, started to spit out how many years she's been dealing with CPS.
Hmm.
So she
Who
put
said
down the
the most?
12 years, and she had a break. Then it was 12 years. I don't know. It was like 4 years and then 12 years, or vice versa. But there was a break. There was a break in
Right.
between. So it was like so many years, the break, and then so many years. So I want to know, okay, when you had the first time, whatever it was,
4 years
how
the
did you
first
get into the
time.
second?
4
Right.
years the
Yeah,
first
4
time,
years. Uh-huh.
and then 12 years.
No.
Yeah. So was there a break in between, or was it back to back? You see?
That will
No.
be for Lisa to tell her story when she is ready. She said in the chat that when she is ready, after watching a couple more shows, then she will come on. And I'll probably
Right.
bring her on my show where I talk to her quite often. So she'll be one of my people that I will bring onto my show.
That'd be great.
She'll
That'd be
be the Vinny.
wonderful.
She's going to be a Vinny guest.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, like I was saying earlier too, Vinny. I know you saw the interview today. What'd you think? It was good, huh?
Yeah, that was really good. You had a lot of valuable information to share.
I mean, Connie's pretty much the goddess of the CPS stuff. But what she did say is that she has a advocate training program through the Family Forward Project that it's free, and people can go to the Family Forward Project. And because a lot of what the legislation, what she said in the interview was this, and it was kind of neat what she had said, was that, listen, she said, you want to be careful when you're playing with the parental rights bills. Don't just go in and attack these parental rights bills or try to restructure them. And it's kind of like what we've said about the Constitution, because number one, you don't know what they're going to do. We already have parental rights, but when we go start changing things around, like she was talking about the definition of parent in one state went from being, a parent, like it's your right as, yeah, I'm having a brain cramp here, but like it's your right is when you have your child is you're the parent. But one state now is to be a parent, it has to be a court. So the definition of a parent is a court appointed guardian is what a parent is. So now automatically you've lost your rights to be a parent unless the court appoints you the guardian. So we don't want to mess around with those things. So that was kind of interesting. So she said what they're doing is there's a lot of push for these advocates to be out in these courtrooms and to come out and to help families with in need and all of that stuff. And then they need to be, well trained and versed in all the CPS stuff. So she started this, the Family Forward Project started this advocacy course, and it's like 50 hours or something like that. She's also gonna allows us to add her stuff to our YouTube channel. She has like the whole trainings in her YouTube channel, so we're gonna connect with that. So that will be on here now. Connie's like her PowerPoints and those type things. Those will all be
Incorporated into
on
the
our
code.
YouTube.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, good. So, but to take that course to sign up on her Family Forward project, um, I think that there's a Family Forward in every state. I believe that they have an organization there in every state. I don't know that for 100%, but I think that it is. Um,
Whoa, what is that?
oh,
I gotta screenshot that one. Naylor, can you send me that into my messenger? I want to look that up.
looking at what, man?
He said something versus Hodges 576 US 644. The right to marry, establish a home, and bring up children in a central part of the liberty protected by the Due Process Clause.
So in English,
Yeah. So
dumb it down. Some of us that don't dumb it down for some of us that don't know about these things. Simplify it a little bit. What does that mean? What you just said?
that's what I'm trying to find out from him. Naylor, what is that?
Reread that again. Read it again.
The right to marry, establish a home, and bring up children in a central part of the liberty protected by the Due Process Clause.
It's something about Obergefell. Oh, I think it's pronounced Obergefell versus Hodges. 576 US 644.
Right.
Obergefell.
Central part of the liberty interest is protected by the Due Process Clause. The right to marry, establish a home, and okay, so this is for the right to marry, establish a home, and bring up the children is a central part of the liberty protected by the Due Process Clause. All right, now that makes sense. Now, all right, I was like, whoa, this is all over the place. All right, well, I mean that's the right to be a parent, right? Like that's what that's saying. The right to marry, establish a home, and bring up children is a central part of the liberty protected in the Due Process Clause.
Lisa uses the term mother and father, not the word parent. It has a different meaning.
Oh, okay, that's a good one.
That is a good one, Lisa.
Hold on, I got. You know what I happen to have here right now?
Uh-oh.
I want to have a sound effect for this when I do this. When we pull this out, let's see, like this. How about let's see. This is really something. Never mind. Oh, you know what? Here we go. Well, we have a question. This is what I'm gonna do. We're gonna pull out the Black's Law
I
Dictionary.
think that's what he's looking in. That's where he's pulling from.
Right. So let's look up what's the definition of parent.
Yeah, there we go.
Parent in the Black's Law Dictionary says what?
It means the right to family is a fundamental right.
That's what it says, Vinny, in the black law.
That's what Lisa told me. She's got a black
Oh
law
yeah, yeah.
dictionary too.
Okay.
P.
Yeah.
Parentage. Let's get that money, man.
Freedom for family. Yep.
Parent. All right, let's do parent first. The lawful father or mother of someone. In ordinary usage, the term denotes more than responsibility for conception and birth. The term commonly includes either the natural father or the natural mother of a child, the adoptive father or adoptive mother of a child's putative blood parent who has expressly acknowledged paternity, and an individual or agency whose status as guardian has been established by judicial decree. In law, parental status based on any criterion may be terminated by judicial decree. In other words, a person ceases to be a legal parent if that person's status as a parent has been terminated in a legal proceeding. I'm going to read that again right there. Put the highlighter out here. Did you hear that at the end?
Yeah.
The status of where the hell did it go? Because I want to start hammering in on this stuff too about what happens when your rights are terminated. We need to start talking about more of that, and where we are and what we're doing with that stuff. But this says here, an individual or agency whose status as guardian has been established by judicial decree. In law, parental status based on a criterion may be terminated by judicial decree. Any criterion, may be terminated by judicial decree. In other words, a person ceases to be a legal parent if that person's status as a parent has been terminated. So wait a minute, what's the difference between a legal parent and a parent, right? Because that's what the Black's Law Dictionary said, is that you're a legal parent.
Right.
Well, I mean, you're a parent regardless, right? You when you give birth, you're a parent.
That sounds like a parent. But a legal parent sounds to me like someone assigned that duty, but not by birth. I'm just reading between the lines. So reading between the lines, a parent could be a person, but not by birth. So in other words, if I have a stepson or a stepdaughter, I'm a parent of the stepson and stepdaughter.
Yeah. The parents has been given. Maybe we got something there. The adoptive father or adoptive mother of a child. The child's putative guardian has been established by judicial decree. In law, parental status based on my criterion may be terminated by judicial decree. In other words, a person ceases to be a legal parent if that person's status as a parent has been terminated in legal proceedings. There is a term for legal parent. Let's see here.
It's probably someone assigned by the court to oversee a child. Would
All right,
be
let's check this
probably
out.
a legal parent.
So we got a biological parent, the woman who provides the egg or the man who provides the sperm to form the zygote that grows into an embryo. Biological parent.
Right.
Birth parent is either the biological father or the mother who gives birth to a child.
Miss Tatiana.
That's the biological. That's the biological.
Right.
Well, now what's the legal parent?
So let's get to the legal parent. HRJKL.
Tammy, what's considered?
Herbert,
I'm talking to my cousin Tammy. What's considered a legal parent?
Herbert, do you see your cousin?
Yeah, I just saw she popped in, so I was asking her, what's the difference between a legal parent and a what was the other one, Vinny? A signed parent? No, what did you say?
Birth parent, biological.
A birth parent. So a biological. So what's the difference between a biological parent and a legal parent, Tammy? Would you like to come in and explain it to us? I can send you the link.
Well, this talks about legal parent, but it doesn't have the definition.
Parents implied a legal authority, meaning required permission. You don't need permission to be a mother or father. It's a God-given right and a fundamental right. Well said, Lisa. Well said.
Yeah, I think that's what I was saying too. I think yeah, hello
So it
Tammy,
says,
we see you.
it says right here, a parent's right. This is parental rights. It says a parent's rights to make all decisions concerning his or her child, including the right to determine
I'm
the
going
child's
to
care and custody.
I
Hey,
got it,
Herbert,
Herbert.
listen up.
Oh.
So the right to
You
determine the
got okay,
child's care
good.
and custody.
Sure.
Right. What are we, 5 years old here, guys? It's a show. We're on it all the time. These people know that we call people in. We don't need to talk about it. We're discussing issues. We don't need to get all hoorah because we have certain people in the audience. God,
No, what happened, Vinny? No, what happened, Darren? What
Don't need
happened
to
was
discuss it.
I was going to
Go
get
back
off
to
the
what we were
show.
discussing. Can we go back to discussing what we were discussing? Parental rights. The parent's right to make all decisions concerning his or her child, including the right to determine the child's care and custody, the right to educate and discipline the child, and the right to control the child's earnings and property. So there's your parental rights.
But is there ones that are
Very good, Darren.
Darren? Are there ones that ain't
If we
listed
take, is there ones
that
what?
aren't listed?
Yeah, you know what? Legal parent, I've yet to find.
Why are you looking for legal parent, Darren? I wanted to explain to you what just happened. I was getting ready to tell Vinny I was going to go off the show and bring my cousin on. Vinny says, I got it, meaning that he could bring her on without me leaving the show.
I understand what that means, Herbert.
That's what the transaction was about. So I didn't have to get off the show.
So, do you know that there's a Disneyland parent?
What?
That's in here.
What's the Disneyland parent?
A non-custodial parent who indulges his or her child with gifts and good times during visitation and leaves most or all disciplinary responsibilities to the other parent, especially a non-custodial parent who provides luxuries that custodial parents cannot afford, but performs no disciplinary duties in an effort to gain and to retain the child's affection.
How's that?
That's a Disneyland parent. So that's a parent that spoils their kid that is not of custody. So isn't that like every parent, every step parent that doesn't get custody of their, or not every step parent, but every parent that doesn't get custody of their kids? Isn't that what they do? They spoil them rotten, and then, you know what I mean, when they get them. So does that make every parent that's non-custodial a Disneyland parent? I mean, think about it. You know, you get your kid on the weekends. You do everything that you need to do to try to get your kid to be happy, right? You spoil them rotten. That's my assumption. I know that's what happened in my situation with my parents. You know, like my mom would have me on weekends, and you know, she made sure we went and did all the fun stuff and everything, and you know, because she didn't have me during the weeks. You know, it'd be every other weekend I'd see her, and you know, like it was like we did go to Disney World many times. But that was that. So, but it's funny that I cannot find a legal parent at all in here. But it keeps telling us to look, unless it's under parent and then legal, which I'll go look there now. But I would assume
While
that
you're
would be
looking
under
at
the parent.
that, I'm wondering if Disneyland parent also could be a grandparent.
Here we go. Here's the definition of legal parent. You ready for it?
Go ahead.
A legal parent is a person who is legally recognized as the parent of a child. This can include biological parents, adopted parents, or guardians. Who is considered a legal parent? Biological parents, the parents who share a child's DNA. Adopted parents, people who have legally adopted a child.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Reverse. Go back. Say that again. The DNA one.
The biological one?
The one that you talked about, the DNA.
Okay, biological parents, the people who share a child's DNA.
All right.
Which in my case, my daughter shares my DNA.
So
Well, there's no
they can't
question about that.
strip us of being a biological parent, right?
No. If you're biological, that's it. They can't strip you of that.
No, they cannot.
But if you're the legal parent, they can strip you of being that legal parent or the Disney World parent.
Well, which one takes precedence? The biological parent or the legal parent?
I would think the biological parent. I would just think that because that's the natural birth parent.
Huh.
What edition are you looking at? Lisa wants to know, Darren, what edition Black Law are you looking at?
I'm in the 8th right now. I'm in the 8th edition. Vinny, where did you find the legal definition, the legal parent definition?
Lynn found it.
Lynn found it? Right. I can't believe that Black's Law doesn't have it in here. Or this one. Because it says legal parent right here under one of the words. There's de facto parent, custodial parent, foster parent, equitable, dual, genetic, godparent, intended parent, intentional parent, non-custodial parent, non-residential parent, parent by estoppel, primary disciplinary parent, psychological parent, residential parent, step parent, surrogate parent, and then it goes into parentage.
Christopher stated that a legal parent can be a person who has been determined to be a parent by the state, such as when a state allows another person's name to be listed on a birth certificate.
Yep, it says that state determines parent, people whose name appear on a birth certificate as a parent. What it says.
I don't have a parent.
That is what he says a legal parent is.
Mine didn't have my first one, didn't have his name on it. I'm bothering.
You're a bastard.
But seriously, let's think about this. So if you're the biological parent, that you share the DNA,
Proud of it.
that proves that's yours. That's yours. And then it says here, the woman who provides the egg and the man who provides the sperm for the zygote that grows into an embryo. So you're the biological and birth parent of this child. That's yours forever. Yep. You can't change that.
Nope.
No, you can't. You can't change that. You are the biological parent of the child. You can't change that.
But they are changing it. They erase us. They erase us. They erase our birth. They erase the birth certificates. They take all of that stuff. That's what they do. So where does this leave us? What does this mean? What does this mean that the biological, if you take these words, what holds more weight here? Us being that there are of us and our human and our genes and our DNA and all this, or the fact that somebody in Congress now has made a rule, which we don't even know which rule in law or it's parents patria or all this other malarkey, that holds precedence over your God-given right and your things that they cannot alter the fact that you're a biological. You can change a legal parent, right? You can change it no matter what, but you can't change a biological.
Yeah, you can't change biological. You can't change biological, but legal parent, you could change that. But the birth certificate should remain the same.
No, birth certificates are always changed once you're adopted. They give you a new one. You're a new person, whole new identity. Birth parents, everything are wiped off.
So in other words, Lisa, what you're saying is use mother and father. not parent. Change the wording in our motions to mother and father.
Huh. That's interesting. I wonder if that's why Rick Martin always says they're our biological property. Because you can't fight that. You can't change that. Right. So Danielle, if you look at it, then how can you change? A biological parent has to be the most solid and true to being a parent, right? You can't change that. So if you can't alter that, everything else in your life you can alter. You can alter your name, you can alter all this stuff, but you can't alter your DNA. So how come this doesn't hold more weight to keep intact than your rights to be a parent? Like, you think about it, like that's something that you can't move and change. And so why is what they had to create a term? They had to create another way around it to steal your kid from you. We had to come up with another term or something of a type of parent. That way they could take it away from us and we all just let it go by.
Donna Miller, my nephew was just adopted by his stepdad. His mother's name didn't change. His birth certificate didn't change.
Yeah, I just read that. So his birth certificate stayed the same. So whoever his biological father is he just adopted the child, was just adopted by his stepdad. So he was just adopted.
I'm talking about
there was no birth certificate.
When CPS terminates your parental rights, all of your things come off the birth certificate. They get a new social security card. They get new everything. Kids brand new, brand spanking new, right hot off the press.
That's so they can collect more money on that.
Of course, they mostly are double dipping because you know dang well that if you look, I guarantee you they're collecting on that other social security number or birth certificate they didn't change.
Yep. And that's what we need to get out.
Hey,
I think that's a good one to get out to Trump, Darren, is that, we need to look at the adoptions and see if they change the birth certificates and SS numbers and see if they're pulling from both.
Right. Yeah, that's a good one. Yep, you're absolutely right.
I tell you, I want to research that one too, Darren, because even fiction shows that I watch always talks about the child who becomes an adult. The birth certificate is hidden from them by the person that raised them, and they found out on a birth certificate it's a different name. It's like, now you calling me Carol, but my name is Deborah because I found my birth certificate up in the attic. That's just some movie shows.
No, that's what.
And then they go hunting for their parents. They go hunting for their real parents based on the birth certificate.
Oh, I thought you said you want to lose it all. That's what I do. Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Because that is what happens. That is what happens. They strip you of that stuff and they take it off the birth certificate and then they give you the whole new set of things. That's what happens when CPS terminates.
No, I just said the opposite based on Hollywood movies. The shows where the person becomes an adult and they happen to run into their birth certificate and they found out that their name is not Carol, but their name is Deborah. And this is this Hollywood movie. And I'm saying I've always was under the impression that step parents or parents, people who have adopted children, try to hide birth certificates so they don't know who they really are.
Okay, so what are you trying to say?
Well, I want to find out. Has that happened to anybody here on the show where birth certificates were changed? I'm just asking a census. Has anybody's children had their birth certificate changed?
Candace lost hers. Candace has done hers 3 times. Our friend Candace that comes on the show, 3 times she has different birth certificates. I don't think it's
Okay.
parents if they adopt,
So-
maybe, but that's the parents determining whether or not they want to eliminate that. I'm talking about in the cases of CPS and the termination of your parental rights. I know that.
That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
All right. Well,
I'm talking about, and I'm talking about CPS eliminating your parental rights,
yeah.
changing the birth certificate. Yeah, I can see them, changing the name of a child, the parents, in an adoption situation, changing the name of the child. But I like to hear from people that know that the birth certificate was changed.
Okay. How about if I just pull the facts up for you and I show you right here where
That's pretty heavy.
that's what happened?
No, I that's what if there's parents out there. If there's parents out there that has happened to.
That's what they do.
Yeah, Brenda said that they changed my child's social security number, but I didn't have a new number. But I don't have a new number. So they changed the social security number.
Yeah.
But Brenda, is your child's name still the same? Meaning, the first name, the date of birth,
Well, they're not going to take a 17-year-old kid and name him Bob if his name was Doug. I mean, let's be real here. But when it's a 3-year-old or a 2-year-old or a baby, and their name is Bob and they want it to be Doug, of course they're going to change it.
I see. So then it has to do with age
Vinny,
too.
what is your
Age
your
plays a
daughter
factor.
known as now, Vinny?
Well,
She'll be 5 in March.
she'll be 5 in March, and her name is Arasta Lynn Torrey. And then
But
my
your
other
other
one,
right.
my other one is gonna be 15 in June, and she is Trinity Hope Torrey.
But what is they saying about her name now?
Oh, they're calling her Hope, or they call her Tricks, or they call her he, his, they, them.
Mhm. But ultimately, she doesn't want to be called that name anymore. They don't want to call her that first name anymore, right?
No.
She prefers to be the other name.
Where she is, there is no pronouns in that house.
I don't even understand that stuff. I really don't.
Well, I think that's the stuff that Donald Trump is getting rid of
He already got rid of it, but
on applications.
he already got rid of it, Herbert, but they're not abiding by what Donald Trump has to say. That is why Maine is going to fry.
They're going to have to abide by what Donald Trump says because it trickles down with his people,
Have you
and the people below him are going to demand that places like Maine adhere to his word.
not paid attention to what I've been posting in the chat with what is going on in Maine?
Just like my dissertation, you haven't read the whole thing, so I haven't read your whole thing.
So,
Like right here. Let me
I wonder if now might be the opportunity
let me pause this. Maine Democrats right here.
to have a position in front of
You
us
guys need to
for
hear
anybody.
this. Maine Democrats ask a doctor how babies are created. How fucking stupid can a Maine Democrat be to not know that a baby comes from a man and a woman? Not a man and a man, not a woman and a woman. Are you
start
fucking
that over.
stupid?
Start that over, Vinny. What did he say?
To, or if you would be willing
Right
to
here,
answer
listen.
the scientific questions about how babies are created. Thank you. I wonder if now might be the opportunity, since we have a position in front of us, for anybody on the committee to, or if you would be willing to answer some of the scientific questions about how babies are created. Thank you. I wonder if now might be the opportunity.
Like, how fucking stupid can they get?
Oh, look at this. A new Maine law taking effect in November 2021 will allow you to have a new birth certificate issued if you change your name and gender marker.
That's that thing that Trump has gotten rid of, according to Vinny. You can't do that anymore. Am I right, Vinny?
That's right. And then get this. Members of the Maine Rights to Know Committee testified against increasing government transparency within Maine. They're blocking, the Democrats are blocking the Republican Party.
Yeah, you're going to see that anyway. But let's just not forget, man, that let's not play this right and left game. Let's not get involved in this red and blue and all of this stuff. We need to be working together for the good of the kids. So let's not get into this fight with the left and right, Republican, Democrat. Let's stay the course and focus straightforward on just what's right. And what's right is what they're saying. But let's take out the left and right stuff. Let's just stay focused on what's right and what we need to be right and change, like what needs to be changed, what doesn't. Let's not let us dig into the right and left game, Benny. Don't fall for that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the goal is to make sure that the kids are yada, yada, yada. The hell with the left and right stuff. Let's forget about that tab. Whoa. That was
What was that,
interesting.
Herbert?
Yeah, you sound interesting there.
The fuck? That's a little creepy. I think I'm walking off now.
All right, so here it is. You want me to read it?
What are you reading here, bud?
Well, it's one of the executive orders put out.
Yeah, let's hear it.
All right. Policy. It is the policy of the United States to protect the civil rights of all Americans and to promote individual initiatives. Excellent and hard work. I therefore order all executive departments and agencies to terminate all discriminated or illegal preferences, mandated policies, programs, activities, guidance, regulations, enforcement actions, consent orders, and requirements. I further order all agencies to enforce our long-standing civil rights laws.
So that means that that's for everything. What's your executive order? Is that? Second, I'm done in 1 second.
It was the one that was followed by to combat illegal private sectors DEI preference, mandating policies, programs, and activities.
Huh. That's interesting stuff. Huh. That's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Huh.
And then I found this. The essence of this grievance is that the foundation of our rights is being undermined according to the Constitution of the United States. It is the people who hold the power, not the agencies, and the courts that impose their will upon us. Therefore, it is imperative that we confront these actions, which can be interpreted as treason, including murder and child trafficking.
Whew. Wow. That was really something. That was powerful. That's all in this executive order, Benny?
This is on something else that I found when I was searching through. It's protected under the Constitution that we hold the power. They don't.
Of course. Of course. But what we got to remember is here's the thing that sucks, man. Is yes, we the people do hold the power, but we the people have also screwed up so much that we've allowed them to enact and get these powers, like these due processes things that we've talked about and that we always talk about. All of this stuff we have allowed the Congress by voting and voting these people in to vote these laws into effect. That's what we all have to remember. So we can't just sit there and say we the people. It's not about what we each individually want to be as a right, but we have to remember that these things have already come down the pike and that they've already been there, like due process clause, these things, this, that, and the other. They've already been established. So we can't go back and like reroute it because we're we the people. We got to find where in the law did they grab their authority from and how did they do it? Because if they did it illegally, then it's one thing to research. But if it was done by proper due process, then we the people did speak.
There we go.
So we also
CPS has no jurisdiction, not an Article 3 court, just an administrative tribunal and not a real judge.
Yeah. But guess what, Vinny? They do it.
Yeah, that's because they think that they can hide underneath the laws.
How can you get your case pulled in front of the real judge?
You have to cough it up to a superior court or a federal court. You have to challenge it.
Heading level 3. Interaction phases in live metrics. Copy link to this section. Interaction phases in live metrics. Heading level 3. At level 3.
So Article 3 courts are federal courts established by the Congress under Article 3 of the United States Constitution. These courts have the power to hear cases involving the Constitution, laws, and treaties of the United States. Article 3 of the Constitution establishes the Supreme Court and gives the Congress the power to create lower courts. Congress first established the federal court system in 1789 with the Judiciary Act. Article 3 courts here Constitution, laws, treaties of the United States, cases involving admiralty and maritime law, cases involving the United States as a party, cases between states, cases between citizens of different states. And the president appoints Article 3 judges and the Senate confirms them. So what's the other courts that they always say?
The Superior Court. They rule on Constitution too, from what I've been seeing.
But we're talking about this real quick. So we say Article 3 courts, and what are the other courts that you say that were unconstitutional when we go to this other court?
The tribunal court, which are admiralty courts. They said, right? Yeah, administrative tribunal court.
Administrative courts. Administrative courts. Do we know why they're administrative courts, supposedly?
They run under admiralty law, sea law.
Public power and administrative. See, that's administrative courts are specialized courts that handle disputes involving public power and administrative law. They are separate from ordinary courts and ensure that official actions are legal. How do administrative courts work? Administrative courts determine if official actions are in the line with the law. They are separate from ordinary courts. An administrative order is a legal document issued by an administrative agency. It instructs an individual, business, or other entity to take corrective action or to stop an activity. What is the Administrative Office of the United States Courts? The AO is a central support entity for the judicial branch. It offers a variety of administrative, legal, financial, management program, and information technology services to the federal courts.
So why are we dealing with administrative courts?
Well, it just tells you right there. Administrative courts determine if official actions are in the line of the law.
But they're not within the line of the law.
Well, that's the argument, and then we go up the ladder, right? That's the thing.
Where does the district court fit into this? A district court.
The same thing.
The district court is in there, right there. So an administrative court is a type of specialized court on an administrative law, particularly disputes concerning the exercise of public power. This is the Wikipedia definition. Their role is to ascertain that official acts are consistent with the law. Such courts are considered separate from ordinary courts. The administrative acts are recognized from the hallmark that they become binding without the consent of other involved parties. The contracts between authorities and legal persons governed by private law fall usually to the jurisdiction of the general court system. Official decisions contested in administrative courts include taxation, dispensation of monetary benefits, environmental licenses, building inspection, child custody, involuntary commitment, immigration decisions, summary public payments. Several countries, in addition to general courts, there's a separate system of administrative courts where the general and administrative systems do not have jurisdiction over each other. Accordingly, there is a local administrative court of first instance, possibly an appeals court and a supreme administrative court, separate from the general Supreme Court. The parallel system is found in countries like that doesn't matter to us. The United States does not have a separate system of administrative courts in the judicial branch. Instead, administrative law judges preside over tribunals within the executive branch agencies. In American jurisprudence, ALJs are always regarded as part of the executive branch, despite their quasi-judicial adjudicative role, because the strict separation of powers imposed by the United States Constitution. Decisions of ALJs can be appealed to courts in the judicial branch. Notably, in 1952, the communist East German government abolished the administrative courts as, I don't know what that word is, Borges. This limited the citizens' ability to contest official decisions. 1989 reestablished, that's German stuff. Sorry there, guys. So that's what the administrative courts are. Everyone's running around. It's admiralty law. It's the water law. Law means land, air, water. All of this stuff, guys. This is the stuff right here. Look it up. Research this stuff. Stop trying to use definitions that these people are trying to use to make them be in place. Because you know what? None of this is working. Get out of this stuff. It's not working. Everybody's tried to dance around and try to be in all of these other sovereign things and this and that. It's not working, people. So stop. Go back to the basics. What does the laws state? Stop with the land, air, water, all of this stuff. Stop with all of that. Quite simply, it says this is what we're dealing with in the United States. So let's focus on dealing with what we need to deal with in the United States instead of trying to play all this other jargon with stuff. It's just wasting our kids' time and it's wasting our time. How do you fight something? You're just making this shit up like it's being made up, like they're doing. Oh, yeah, well, I can't beat them in the real administrative law, so let's go out and say there hasn't been a real court since 1793. So 300 years in this country, we haven't had a real court or a real judge? How many people have been in jail? How many people have been ordered to do things? How many people, yada, 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 has this gone through?
Wait a minute.
Stop with all this crap, people.
Title 42, children cannot be removed from parents without consent.
Unless due process by the law. An investigation on you going through the court system is considered due process. Okay, there's the facts, people. That's 100 right there. The facts are they took your kid, you went to court, we lost, and now this is where we are. According to what the statutes and codes say, they were giving us due process of the law. Now, how do you fight that? How do you fight it? Not with all this other malarkey that everybody's coming up with. Let's look at what the reality of the situation is and then come up with a real solution, because this is why we're losing. And that's a fact. Take what we the people have stated already and the government has done and use that as your weapon to try to fight your kid, to get your kids back. Because no one's listening to any other stuff. It's here. We've done it. We've made mistakes. People have made mistakes. And this is where we are. We can't change it by fairy tale stuff. The reality is we all have court orders that came from a court that says you're terminated. Okay, let's figure out how to fight that on the same playing field. Doesn't that make more sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense to me.
Law and land, air, water, and all this stuff that makes you sound like a kook? Because find where it says other than someone else's doctrine that they wrote 50 years ago. Use these
makes
books
sense to
right
me.
here. Law. The books, right? Constitution. Let's use all of these. Forget everything else. Use what they have and what we have, and that's it. Stop with all this other stuff, people, please. It makes no sense, and it's just wasting all of our time, especially our children's.
Okay, so it says right here.
No one's winning.
It says right here to answer your question on the TPR, Darren. To overturn a termination of parental rights, you must file a legal motion in the court that issued the original termination order.
Right. Perfect. How many people sit around and say you can't do anything about
You
a
can't.
termination of parental rights? Right. And where
But
did you
just
get that
Google it.
information from? Right. So, but does it say like, go look at the sovereign citizen this? Does it say any of that? It's the statute or it's a rule or a law or whatever, right? Tells you how to do it.
So let me ask you this question.
There. Simple, guys.
So let me ask you, isn't family court simply administrative? Isn't that simply administrative court?
Family court is the same as administration court. It's the same, one and the same. There's no difference, Herbert. They're both the same court.
And that came up as a question for my cousin.
They just deal with different jurisdictions.
And it states right here.
They just have the jurisdiction over the child custody rules.
And it says demonstrate a significant change in circumstances that proves you are now capable of providing a safe and stable environment for your child, and that doing so is the child's best interest. This usually involves presenting evidence or of addressing the issue that led to the initial termination, such as completing treatment programs for substance abuse or mental health issues, and showing consistent efforts to maintain contact with your child.
So how many people out there have taken exactly what Vinny just read and used that to help them fight for their kids? Or did you stop after the appeal? Or where did you go? Did you do those steps? Did anybody tell you to do those steps? Because Vinny just read what they said to do, what the court records and the court books say what to do when you lose your when you get your termination, your parental rights terminated. How many of us are guilty of going down the rabbit hole and not reading what's in front of us like Vinny just did? It says right there, go back, ask the courts again. Prove to them, bring your proof. Prove to them that you are the parent, that you can be the parent, and that they were wrong. How many of us do that?
I haven't seen.
We look for all this other ways to
I
get
haven't
around
seen
this
many.
stuff.
They always just go up to a higher court instead of going to the same court that they're supposed to go to.
Right. Well, that's what the Rule 60B is.
No.
Seems similar.
No, I understand.
But people, all I'm saying is this. Go ahead.
I understand administrative, according to my cousin, administrative courts always operate under the color of law.
Here we go. Then why are they even active if they're operating under the color of law? Answer that. No one would be able to go to them, right? Isn't that true, Vinny? You're a color of law like extravaganza person or whatever, extraordinaire. If they were working under the color of law, then they wouldn't even be in existence, right? No one would be able to go there.
You cannot serve a court under color of law because a judge has immunity to color of law. Only the actors, which are CPS agents, cops, or guardian ad litems, can be served under color of law. Same with attorneys. Judges cannot. You cannot serve a judge under color of law. It's not going to get you nowhere because he's got full immunity.
But the administrative courts always operate under color of law.
That's saying that they're fake. That they're operating out of their jurisdiction or whatever. Right, Vinny? You're the color of law guy, Vinny. I don't know much about color of law. But what I do know is that it means that someone's pretty much faking the role of somebody, right?
But if they don't...
Or they're acting out in the role... They're doing something in the role of saying that there's somebody, but they don't have the official capacity.
And that is for a challenge of jurisdiction not under color of law.
They are mandated to perform
See, that's not.
they are mandated to perform ministerial duties to act, review, and prohibit such act that deprives rights under color of law.
Let me read this again.
They-
An administrative
they-
court is a type of specialized court on an administrative law, particularly disputes concerning the exercise of public power. Their role is to ascertain that official acts are consistent with the law. Such courts are considered separate from the ordinary courts. The administrative acts are recognized from the hallmark that they become binding without the consent of the other involved parties. The contracts between authorities and legal persons governed by private law fall usually to the jurisdiction of the general court system. Official decisions contested in administrative courts include taxation, dispensation of monetary benefits, environmental licenses, building inspection, child custody, involuntary commitment, immigration decisions, summary public payments. That's what we have as facts, people, right there.
And it would behoove us to use the written system to greater effect. Like, writ of mandamus.
If it's neat, if it's there, but you need to use them properly. See, you can't just throw writs around. People are just like, oh, let's do a writ. A writ of mandamus means that you have exhausted all avenues of the court proceedings. You have no other way to go in the courts. You're done. You have no other. You've ruled out your appeals. You've done your rules that you can get a judge to rule on your thing. So then you put up a mandamus, which means that you're telling the court, look, there's still an unconstitutional situation, and I want you to look at this, and I want you to rule and force these people to do it properly. That's when you use a writ of mandamus. You can't, people are just throwing these things around like, let's just do these, and they're not doing them properly. They're just as guilty as the officials that are throwing things back at us. It's like a big shitstorm. Everybody's just throwing crap at each other. You wonder why people can't win? They've taken the integrity of the court and blown it to shit.
Right, Lisa. When they deny constitutional rights, which they did in my criminal case, that's when the judge lost his immunity, which is why he's now under investigation.
If we just took the Constitution and the courts and operated in that manner, we wouldn't have these problems. That's what these courts are supposed to be all about, is our rights as we the people and how the government has violated our rights. Not how we violated theirs. But we've turned all this stuff around and come up with all this hokey pokey and made lawyers into millionaires and all of this shit, which is never supposed to have happened. And this is what we get now. Courts that don't even look at the Constitution. And then we come up with some other definitions and call them something. We screwed up, we the people have, over these years by allowing these people to come in and roll over us, but due process was there. The votes were there. We put the elected officials into the places to do what they did. We the people fucked up. Now it's time for we the people to fix this, but fix it going back to the keep it simple, stupid Constitution, right? The Constitution.
Keep it back to the original Constitution. Yep. Keep it at the original Constitution.
Because we're starting over in these fights that have writs and this and that, and none of that stuff was ever intended to be there. It was intended to be so that people that were uneducated could operate and know their rights and stand firm by them. That's why they wrote these things the way that they wrote them. It was very simple. But the more we amend, the more we play with this stuff, it's just getting out of control, and it doesn't even mean what it meant. Guys, let's do last words. We're way over.
Yeah. Herbert, last word.
Keep CPS out of your house. Keep the police out of your house unless they have a warrant. If the police come in your home with a warrant or without a warrant, and you have a contraband or anything that's illegal that's in clear view, you could be arrested, and that could be held against you. So that's why it's important, folks, that even if the police and CPS have a warrant, Better make sure that everything in clear view that shouldn't be there should not be there. Move it. Put it in drawers, put it in cabinets, cover over it, whatever. Police are not allowed to uncover things you have covered because the warrant has a specific purpose, and that's what they're going in there for.
Yep. Vincent.
Mine's gonna be tonight, guys. Knuckle up or shut up.
Knuckle up or shut up. That's a good one, Vinny. I'm gonna make that a song for you. All right, listen up, people. This is what I'm saying. I'm not saying this about anybody doing anything wrong. I'm not saying that anybody hasn't, that people are liars or cheaters or thieves or any of that stuff from what you've done. I'm not saying any of that. But what I'm saying is that we've taken that these people have removed a right that they should never have taken away from us as being parents. This should never, ever have been done. And then they've convoluted it with a bunch of other bullshit. We need to draw back and stop playing their games and go back to the Constitution and our God. That's what we need to go back to, because that's what this country was built on. That's what gave us our right to be parents. You know what? I'm not saying don't try to do all this stuff. I'm not at all. That's not what I'm saying. I don't want to come across that way. What makes me so angry is that so many people are just trying to throw this stuff, and it's making this process worse and worse and worse and worse on all of us. So please keep fighting for your kids. Absolutely. But just realize these people and we, the people, have screwed this up, and we need to make sure that we fix this. And let's just get back to simple and back to the real meat and potatoes here. And those are our kids. We are creators, and we are the ones that made those kids. No one has any right to take them from us. I'm the CPS Punisher, and we're out of here.
Have a nice evening.
I'm the one that you hate for making America great, and I'm the one who's trying to build back better. We ain't the same. Yeah, you're right. There's a difference. Y'all are woke and we're awake. What a joke. Does white privilege have something to say? Your president drove the country into the ground. The crime rate is through the roof. There ain't no jobs to be found. Inflation going up. My kids need food in their mouths. You put the fake news on every TV screen in my house. Hold up. Your president a racist, homophobic. Tried to overthrow democracy and everybody knows it. He will never make America great again like the slogan. He a white supremacist, just like all of you who voted. That is not facts. All you woke morons do is talk trash. Drag queens in classrooms hate anyone who's not black. You're pro-white, you know that's what the Klan members are, right? You're anti-LGBTQ, then why they always on your mind? Bro, you're a boy, you're a girl, stop playing stupid. You screwing up the youth and all the children are our future. You don't care about the kids, look at all the school shootings. You're pro-gun, it's your fault, stop making those excuses. You think anyone who don't agree with you is just a bigot. You're a fascist, you're a Nazi. You just mad because you triggered. You're just jealous of the left because we're progressive and we're winning. Now I'm tripping that you won the election because you rigged it. They put you on the left, they put you on the right. They tell you what to hate, then they tell you who to fight. Till you're screaming, screaming. They put you on the right, they put you on the left. They tell you who to hate, they do anything to get you screaming, screaming. My president draining the swamp, we building walls. Your president opened the border for one and all. Now there's murderers and criminals evading the law. Walking right into America, our safety is gone. Well, my president ended pandemic, saved the economy, and introduced legislation fighting for our equality. His son smokes crack. I don't care about that, honestly. He's raising all our wages. He can't raise his children properly. You obviously pro-life. A woman's choice is your right. I feel like abortion is important and you don't like. You're treating it like birth control. You're treating them like your wife. I said that all lives matter and I also meant unborn life. You're so clever, go ahead make your little memes while we're bringing home the soldiers who were in the Middle East. Okay, you brought the soldiers home, but then you burnt the flag and took a knee and left the men who fought for all our freedom homeless on the street. Build back better, there'll be violence and riots until you thumpers learn to fall in line and trust the science. We ain't ever backing down from all you pedos and tyrants. The right is fighting the system, the left designed to divide us. And that is clown talk. All you got is mean tweets. It's free speech. Call the cops. Dog, you defunded the police. This country will be better off without all you freaks. This is America, homie. If you don't like it, you can leave. They put you on the left, they put you on the right. They tell you what to hate, then they tell you who to fight. Till you're screaming, screaming. They put you on the right, they put you on the left. They tell you who to hate, they do anything to get you screaming, ever give a damn about the truth. It don't matter who's the winner, cause the people always lose. No president will ever break the system from inside. It's a deep state plan dividing us into sides. It don't matter if you're left, right, black, white, red, blue, conservative or liberal, rich, poor, me, you, Republican or Democrat, old, young, mean, cool. They promise us our freedom, but then all we get is free doom. They put you on the left, they put you on the right. They tell you what they hate, then they tell you who to fight. Till you're screaming, screaming. They put you on the right, they put you on the left.